Hey, it's me, Kid here again. Today I have my 10 amp Phantom Fury. Cosmetically, it's in pretty good shape for its age, I'd say. You can see it's got all the onboard accessories. It has the little cord grip thing here, which I never use. I installed a new HEPA filter. When I got it, it sounded really good actually, but I kind of decided, given its age and that it's a Fantom and they were known to not filter the small particles all that great, I decided to go ahead and brave it and try and take it apart myself. So I asked a fellow vat collector friend, I called him and I'm like, so how do you take these things apart? Because I didn't want to just, go at it blindly. I probably could have figured it out, but I just figured, what the heck, I'll reach out to someone that I know has taken it apart. So he told me, and I got it down to the motor, and at that point, I brought it to my local vac dealer here and asked him to go through and, clean up the motor, and if it needs a new bearing, if he can do it, install one. Well, that was back in August, and I didn't get it back until, December, like after Christmas, I think, or just before Christmas. I can't remember. Anyways, it was a long time. And, yeah, he had the audacity to charge me, like, I don't know, he still charged me, like, a normal price, even though he had it for 3 months, and I kept calling him, and he kept telling me, oh, next week, for, like, 3 months. So, that's that, and it sounds really good, and it's kind of like it just got a little bit of a rebirth, and he did decide to put a new bearing on the fan end. He said the other end seemed fine. So, and he said everything else looked good. So it's kind of like a somewhat new motor. I can't remember if the headlight is replaced in this or not. But it has the original brush roller, which the paint is mostly gone from, but the bristles still kind of protrude far enough. And I do have 2 new old stock brush rollers, so I might go ahead and just swap this old one out and put one of the new ones in. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, like I said, I don't know if the bulb is burned out. I think it is on this one, but I'll go ahead, turn it on, and show you what it does. So, I mean, you can see it still manages to groom these carpets pretty well. The thing I do not care for about the Furies is that they seem harder to push. It's almost like, and if you look at it carefully, the bottom of the base plate, it's kind of angled like forward, so the rear of the opening where the brush roll is, it almost is like that drags, even though it has the height adjustment wheels. On this, I can obviously have to use it on low, and even low sometimes isn't even low enough. When I'll pull it backwards, it just kind of raises up, and I have found that with every single Fury I've ever owned. And I think this is number 4. This being the oldest one I've ever owned, but they all just seem to do it. Like, they just don't go low enough. And I remember back in the day seeing demonstrations on, like, what was it, QVC or HSN, when I was a kid, and I remember just thinking, like, it just doesn't look like it's going low, because in the previous video, like, usually they would do like a Thunder, a Fury, and then maybe a Lightning all in their one show. And if the Thunder was before, on the same piece of rug, I remember it just seemed to do a lot better. And then when I finally got my hands on one, I kind of confirmed that. Like, surprisingly, I feel like my Thunder is a lot easier to push than this, and I've found that with every single Fury that I've used. So it's still pretty cool, and the fact that it's one of the original Furies with the 10-amp motor, I'm just glad to have it in my collection, but I just don't care to use it all that much. I personally find the Thunders to just be a little bit easier, even though they're a little bit heavier and a little bit more bulky. I don't know, I just prefer them to this. So anyways, here it is, and hope you enjoyed that little clip, and have a good day.